Hi everybody, I'm back with a video, and in this case it's kind of a product review. I've had this RV for a number of years now, and the one thing that's very difficult to keep up with is keeping it clean and waxed. So I stumbled into a video the other day that claimed you could actually wash and wax your vehicle without ever getting a hose and a bucket out in kind of one easy step, so to speak. So I was really curious about that. And I went ahead and I bought the product off of Amazon and I tried it. So I just want to show you what I got and how it's working out so far. This is the product. It's called Wash Wax All from Aero Cosmetics. It comes with a full gallon of the wash wax. It came with a 16-ounce bottle with a sprayer, and it came with 4 microfiber towels, as well as instructions. There's 2 basic methods for how you can do it. The first is to do a wet wash, which sounds a little bit like the way I would normally do it, but I'm going with this waterless approach because that's what I saw done, and that's what caught my attention. So basically, in this particular process, what they tell you to do is spray it on the surface of the paint. If it's heavily soiled, which believe me, our RV is heavily soiled. We're talking all kinds of road grime, insect explosions, bird dew, whatever. So you agitate it with a wet, damp cloth, and then you can come back and wipe it down with a dry cloth. So that's the process. So let's get up close and personal and see how I did with the first section I did. I did half of the hood down to the cowl, headlight, and I did this fender, all right, to here, down across the bumper. So when we come across, this looks pretty darn good. I'll tell you that right off the bat. The bottom line is I'm impressed. Now, as you come across, we're gonna get to where I did not clean, which starts here. So over here is what it looked like when I started. So let's come across. You could tell it's a very different color. There's quite a bit of grime on there. You got all kinds of road disasters, insect collisions, et cetera, right? The front cowl's always a mess. Let's face it, there's a lot of work to clean up when you go after it. But using this process, I was able to do this left-hand part of it, I'll say maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Some of that time I was staring at it, but that's really all the more it took. And it feels like it's been washed and waxed, all right? And it's got a pretty nice sheen to it. Now, what did it not do? Well, there is road tar that generally it's not gonna get that off. Nothing's gonna get that off except coming in here with some kind of a tar remover and working on it. So there is some of that, okay? I mean, there are spots. I think this might be a paint chip, as an example. There's a couple spots here that are not coming off. I'm not sure what that is. That might be some tar that's been there a long time. This one feels like it might be a little paint chip, right? So, let's face it, it can't work miracles. But I'll say this, it looks better than what it would look if I got out the hose and scrubbed it down with my typical approach and chamoised it off. It's still gonna look better than that. I would have had to come back in here, use some at least some wax and a lot of elbow grease to get it looking this good. Certainly was gonna take a lot longer than 10 minutes. So I'll have a little video here of me doing the other side, just so you can get a sense of maybe what it looks like, but I'm impressed. I did the other half of the cowl, the front bumper, and this fender over here. Now you probably noticed I spent the most time up here in the front. That's because, you know, that's where all the road grime really ends up. You know, the dead bugs, you name it, right? It's all in the front end. Here's a very unfortunate rock chip. It's actually a pretty significant dent there. That's really aggravating, but you know what? This stuff happens when you drive vehicles. I got a couple more chips here, but this looks really good, you know? And you notice when I was over here doing this fender, this went fast. Well, it went fast because there's no dead bugs or bird dew on it. And there, you know, frankly, there's no tar. So this goes really fast, which is, you know, probably what the rest of the vehicle minus over top of the front window will take. And, you know, that's one of the dirtier areas. So my challenge is, how do I get up there? I haven't figured that out yet. I'm a small guy, you know, I can't just get on a ladder and reach over 6 feet. So, yeah, I haven't figured that out, but we'll get there. But the bottom line is, this wash and wax is pretty impressive. So I'm glad I got it. Hi everybody, it's a couple days later since I made the first part of the video. I have now completed washing and waxing the entire RV using Wash Wax All. I used roughly 24 to 30 ounces, I think. That includes the roof, which is a lot of surface to cover. I used it on all the plastic. I even used it on the windows because it said it's good, it's safe for windows. So that made it easy. Did the wheels. The roof is all fiberglass on this. It's not painted. But I did use it up there for its protective value. I'll tell you, I just feel like I've had a professional detail. It just feels wonderful. You know, my wife just randomly walked out yesterday to tell me something and she said, wow, that thing looks great. So I felt good about that. So this stuff is highly recommended. I'm gonna be using this stuff all the time now. I'm gonna use it on my cars, and I'd highly recommend it that you can use it too. So if you find videos like this helpful, I'd really love to have you as a subscriber. Comments are always welcome. You have a nice day.